The Valley's Armenia, presented by Fashion Furniture. Good evening and welcome. We are broadcasting from the California Armenia home in Fresno. I'm joined by a live audience this evening as I share my stories from Armenia. Now, my visit to Armenia in late May was actually my third trip to the country in 7 years. And you might wonder, why Armenia? Well, this place, more than 7,000 miles away, has more in common with us than you might think. In Armenia's capital city of Yerevan, there are many ties to Fresno and the Valley. Along with many connections, we'll also be highlighting an impressive ceremony that KSEE24 was invited to attend, the awarding of the Aurora Prize for Awakening Humanity. But before that, I made a point to visit the Vernissage, an outdoor market that's open on the weekend in Yerevan. This was the first stop for photographer Kevin Mahan and I on this trip, and we were joined by someone very familiar with both Fresno and Armenia. Every Saturday and Sunday, rain or shine, Yerevan, Armenia's Vernissage outdoor market is open. Ceramics, chess sets, jewelry, and art on display and on sale, like a magnet drawing in tourists and locals alike.
This guy is very popular with his pomegranates, yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Paula Dermatoyan is one of the locals. She was born and raised in Fresno, but now calls Armenia's capital city her home.
Well, I came just as an adventure. I thought it'd be interesting to come here, to work, to see the country. I had the opportunity to do it, and I thought, oh, okay, why not?
That was 16 and a half years ago, a true adventure that she thought would only last 6 months, leaving the comforts of home for a place she had only previously visited and could not even speak the language.
Still don't really speak the language.
I just don't see how that could be.
I speak my own version of it. I
so
think
you've broken Armenian.
Broken Armenian with English words. Yerek, yevsa.
Paula underestimates her communication skills. She helped me do some shopping, but more importantly, she serves as the director of internet for the Mother See of Holy Echmiadzin, the headquarters of the Armenian Apostolic Church, a role given to her by the Catholicos of all Armenians, His Holiness Karakin II.
And when I got here, His Holiness said that he wanted a website. I came with no plans in mind. He said that he wanted a website, and he gave me a staff to work with, and he said, just figure it out.
Paula and her staff manage the website and all social media platforms, including Instagram, which was just added. She's found a home away from home in a place with a story that she says is hard to walk away from.
And what I found was a subway and a life and a city that was vibrant and breathing and had character to it. And it was so interesting to me because it was dynamic.
Dynamic, but full of challenges. Armenia's independence is in its infancy, just 25 years after nearly 70 years of Soviet rule. Paula takes pride that she is among the diaspora that has returned. She recently served as a volunteer observer in April's parliamentary elections.
But after living here for so many years, I decided I have a vested interest in what goes on in the political process. And one of the easiest ways for me to do that was to volunteer and be a monitor for elections.
It's a simpler life, she says, with fewer choices at the grocery store and a lack of urgency about being on time or deadlines at work.
I used to say, I'll stay here until I get kicked out, and that's obviously still correct.
They're not going to do that.
Still correct. Well, it depends on how much trouble I get into with the language.
How do you say thank you in Armenian?
It's a long word, and it's a difficult word, which is why you hear people say merci so much. Shorter, quicker, faster. So it's shnor.
Shnor.
Hagalutun.
Hagalutun.
Shnor Hagalutun.
Shnor Hagalutun.
There you go.
The magnet that once drew her in is holding strong. The Vernissage was started in the 1980s by a group of Armenian artists who wanted a place to display their works. It's been upgraded and improved in the years that I've been visiting, and now includes more permanent type booths for the vendors who are there every week. Life for many in the city and the villages of Armenia can be hard. Nearly 36% live below the poverty line. A devastating earthquake in 1988 and a 3-year war with neighboring Azerbaijan in the 90s left some villages and towns in shambles. And it's been a tough road for many to climb their way back. But one couple with a tie to Fresno is doing something to help, providing loving support to needy children and their families. Hello. Thank you. It's an Armenian tradition to welcome guests with bread and salt. A warm greeting at a place that has been welcoming Armenian children from the streets for more than 17 years.
This is our kitchen. For 5 days a week, the kids and the elderly have a hot meal.
Armenia Hovhannisyan and her husband Rafi, who is originally from Fresno, founded Oran in 2000. They moved to Armenia from Los Angeles in the early 90s and were shocked to see children begging and hungry on the streets.
We said, okay, this is it. We're going to gather the children from the streets. We're going to give them a hot meal, and we're going to try to help these families.
Oran started with 16 children from disadvantaged, often single-parent homes. Armenia says the children are initially scared and with little self-esteem.
Slowly, they learn to eat the meals because we make sure our priority is for the kids to have a nutritious meal. And then some of them are not in school, so we place them in schools.
Oran provides tutors and sometimes financial support as well as after-school fun.
Oh my God, wow.
Like a wood shop where the kids can sell their projects, keeping some of the money for themselves and donating some back to the center.
The idea is that for the kids to learn they can earn money with hard work and not by begging on the streets.
5 years ago, Oran bought the land for its own building in Yerevan and a second center in northern Armenia. The $400,000 annual budget is supported by donations, including some from the Central Valley and fundraisers like this benefit soccer tournament in Armenia.
I feel God has given us the opportunity, and how fortunate we are that we are in a position to help people. I think that's the blessing that Rafi and I have.
Happy children in a place built by gifts of love, providing something children don't always have but need.
Oran means haven. I wanted a name that meant a home, a safe house. So Haven was the name we chose.
A haven from the challenges of the streets, welcoming all who come with open arms. If you'd like more information about Oran and how you can help, we do have a link on our website, yourcentralvalley.com. When we come back, offering a helping hand from half a world away, an amazing gift from Fresno to Armenia. It's community service on a global level that's touching lives and potentially saving lives. But first, the Oran kids singing the Armenian national anthem.
You're a person, not a credit score, but sometimes your score gets in the way of the things you want to do. That's why personal consumer loans through NetCredit are designed to fit real people. Borrow the amount you need, up to $10,000, and choose the repayment terms that work for you. With NetCredit, you may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan. Visit netcredit.com today.
The Fashion Furniture Experience. 75 entertainment centers, 40 bedroom sets, 50 dining room groups, 80 sofa love seat combinations, 100 recliners. It's over 60,000 square feet of the most beautiful home decorating ideas you've ever seen. Our trained staff of interior designers will visit your home to help you find the perfect look that fits your lifestyle. The Fashion Furniture Experience. There's nothing like it in all of California. On El Paso, across from River Park.
Your health matters to you and your family. That's why KSEE24 started Buddy Check 24 2 decades ago. Since then, it's been raising breast cancer awareness and saving Central Valley lives, bringing you comprehensive information on how self-awareness can keep you healthy. Monday is Buddy Check Day. Call your buddy and remind them to do a BSE. Download the YourCentralValley.com app to get a monthly reminder. Buddy Check 24 and you, saving lives in the Central Valley. Brought to you by our Buddy Check partners.
Quality Foster Care is looking for resource families who are able to create a home for children who have been displaced. Since 1995, we've served foster youth and their families, giving every child the opportunity for a successful future. Quality Foster Care offers resource families support, ongoing training, and monthly reimbursement. In turn, you offer these children hope, guidance, and nurturance. Call today for your orientation. Make a difference in the life of a child. Open your home and become a resource parent.
We see nature's miracles every day at St. Agnes Medical Center. After decades as the Central Valley's heart and vascular leader, we continue to bring you the latest in cardiac care. Because hearts restored are even more miraculous.
The Valley's Armenia, presented by Fashion Furniture. A humanitarian gift from half a world away. It's linking 2 cities and 2 service clubs together with one common life-changing mission. Lending a helping hand across the globe from Central California to Northern Armenia. This is the city of Gyumri in Armenia's Shidakh region. More than 120,000 people live here, but there used to be many, many more. In 1988, a strong earthquake struck here. It killed thousands of people, and the city itself still hasn't been fully rebuilt. 30 years later, amid the rubble that remains, are great examples of humanity. The Berlin Medical Clinic, built in 1993 by Berlin, Germany's Red Cross, serves 70,000 patients a year, young and old, free of charge. And this year, we'll be able to operate at full capacity, thanks to a gift from the North Fresno Rotary.
As you know, gas is becoming expensive and more expensive, and how expensive it will be, we cannot calculate and we cannot forecast.
Winters are harsh in Gyumri, and the cost to buy gas from Russia very high. Alexander Manassian is with the Rotary in Gyumri. His organization's 10-year friendship with North Fresno Rotarians has resulted in a plan to help the Berlin clinic thrive.
On this building, we will make our own solar panels, which will produce approximately 30 kilowatt energy.
$100,000 worth of solar panels will soon be installed, paid for by a grant from Fresno Rotarians and Rotary International.
It's a really huge gift.
Executive Director of the clinic, Hoven S. Haratunian, says the money they save in energy costs can be directed to other clinic improvements. And what's most important, the clinic can stay open and warm throughout the winter months.
The building should be heated so the kids who are coming, they feel so comfortable inside the building.
Here. Euroner. This is the European.
That's the company that makes them. Okay. The panels have been delivered, and work to install them should begin at any time, just in time for the approaching winter, all thanks to the helping hand from Fresno.
I will thank them for trusting and to be our best partner in Rotary, and we hope they will also visit us, and we will have not only projects, we will have also our friendship, to develop our friendship.
The Gyumri Armenia Rotary and the North Fresno Rotary, 2 service clubs half a world apart, with one humanitarian mission linking them together. The Berlin clinic already had a solar system in place to heat its water. That system will also be upgraded when the new solar panels are installed this summer. From a clinic in Gyumri to a towering monument in a village outside of Yerevan. May 28th is an important date in Armenia's history. It marks a brief independence nearly a century ago, but it paved the way for a longer and stronger independence in the decades to come. We were there for this important occasion. Towering bulls made of stone, with a bell tower reaching high into the sky. It's a sight to behold in Armenia's Amavir province, a monument to mark an important victory that set the stage for future independence. This is the 99th commemoration of the Battle of Sardarapad. It was Armenia's last-ditch effort to fight back against the Ottoman Turks, and this battle was seen as the final effort to prevent the destruction of the Armenian people.
Yes, Sardarapad is a pilgrimage for the Armenian nation worldwide, from Armenia, from Artsakh, and from the diaspora, from Fresno to New York, Beirut, and Tehran, all around the world, because it's a memorial to our survival.
We walked the steps of this massive stone monument with Rafi and Armenia Hovhannisyan. Rafi was born in Fresno, but has called Armenia home for 26 years. He explained the significance of the battle and the yearly commemoration.
It set the foundations for the future Armenia that was initially a Soviet state for 70 years, and then the current Republic of Armenia, which was declared independent in September of 1991.
Armenians from Yerevan and surrounding villages converged here to pay their respects to those who fought and died. Manik Kajajian lost her husband in the independence movement in 1988. She now tends the flowers at the monument, a beautiful show of love and support.
May the souls rest in peace of those who have passed away, and I congratulate everyone on this occasion.
Armenia's president and religious leaders addressed the gathering crowd as the military put on a display of precision and strength, celebrating the victory of a battle 99 years ago that led to a brief 2.5-year independence and 70 years of Soviet rule, but opened the door to a future and much longer lasting independence in the years to come. When we come back, more from my conversation with Rafi Hovhannisyan, who has roots in Armenia and in Fresno. Why he left a comfortable life in California to tackle the challenges of living in Armenia, and why he wouldn't have done it any other way.
Just as much as Fresno's home and our places of origin in Western Armenia, this has become our home. This is where Armenians live and die. This is where all the seasons of Armenian life under the Armenian flag open and close.
The wall can change people's lives in an instant. And tonight, can this brother and sister win millions for their nonprofit?
To really make an impact would just be amazing.
I got this. The Wall, all new tonight on NBC.
Tonight,
be careful.
An active explosive lodged inside a patient, and one mistake could have devastating consequences.
If this goes off, everybody within 100 feet dies.
New Night Shift, tonight on NBC.
When it comes to special orders, not all furniture stores are alike. Most of the time, what you see is what you get. Not all stores offer a different fabric, a special color, another finish. But at Fashion Furniture, we specialize in helping you have it your way. We call it the Fashion Furniture Experience. There's nothing like it in all of California. On El Paso, across from River Park.
Mattress Firm announces our coolest sleep sale ever. Don't sleep hot anymore. Get the newest in cooling mattress technology, like the Serta iComfort Temp Touch, gel infused for cooling comfort, only $37 a month. Serta Memory Foam Queen mattresses, just $499.99. And get the exclusive Beauty Rest Black Memory Foam with black ice, interest-free for 6 years. Plus, get daily deals on everything from free pillows to 50% off mattresses, only at Mattress Firm.
The Fresno Remodeling and Decorating Show, July 21st, 22nd, and 23rd at the Fresno Fairgrounds.
It's reaching out to show them care. That's who we are. KSEE24, local news that matters. Yeah, we're keeping it local.
AJ Fox, named Central California's most accurate meteorologist. And for the 3rd year in a row, Central California's most accurate forecast. KSEE24, your local weather authority.
Coming up tonight at 11 on KSEE24 News, a massive wildfire raging near Mariposa continues to grow. We have an update in a live report. plus a feud that's brewing in the Fresno City Council over the city's new marijuana ordinance tonight.
Armenia is definitely a country that's endured tragedy and challenges. A 1915 genocide orchestrated by Ottoman Turks that claimed 1.5 million lives, followed by 71 years of Soviet rule. Now, after nearly 26 years of independence, some diasporan Armenians are not just visiting, they're moving back. More now from Fresno-born Rafi Hovhannisyan, who has spent nearly half of his lifetime serving his homeland.
But just as much as Fresno's home and our places of origin in Western Armenia, this has become our home.
Home has multiple meanings for Rafi Hovhannisyan. He was born in Fresno, grew up in Los Angeles, went to college in Berkeley, got a law degree in Washington, D.C., and has spent the last 26 years living and serving in Armenia. In 1991, when Armenia declared its independence from the Soviet Union, Hovhannisyan was appointed its first foreign minister. He was actually in Fresno for the holidays as the events unfolded.
We were at Grandma's house on Butler Avenue on Christmas Day in 1991. I was a foreign minister already, and President Bush came on TV and recognized the Republic of Armenia, and it was pandemonium in Fresno and across the Armenian world.
There are an estimated 11 million Armenians worldwide, 3 million in the country of Armenia, and the rest, what's called the diaspora, is scattered around the globe. Some, like Rafi and his wife Armenia, who was born in Armenia, have returned to their ancestral homeland.
But when people come up to us and say, well, what a great sacrifice, and you left your law practices and your, the life of luxury, I beg to disagree, because we've been given this great honor by God, by our family, and just by Providence to be present at the creation of the new Armenia.
We joined the Hovhannisyans at the Sardarabad Monument in Armenia's Amavir province, about 45 minutes outside of Yerevan. Rafi is a well-known figure. He leads the country's Heritage Party, has served in parliament, and ran for president in 2013. He came in second and charged election fraud.
Whether, in fact, we win, which we have, or officially we lose, we have to create a country where there is no win or lose, where in the win column is the people of Armenia, and particularly the young generation and the future that they hold for the people.
Rafi says there's unused potential in Armenia. He urges others in the diaspora to return as he did, to invest their expertise and make the country strong once again. He's a native Fresnan who has not forgotten his roots and has a great appreciation for just how deep they grow.
When we gathered for family events, for Easter and Christmas in Fresno as an example, we would drink to Mount Ararat. We would sing Armenian songs and dance Armenian dances and dream that in our lifetime Armenia would be free.
A dream that was realized, one that called this man and many others to come home. On our way back to Yerevan from Sardarabad with the Hovhannisyans, we made an impromptu stop at a bakery. The ladies working inside were making Armenian flatbread called lavash. It's cooked in a below-ground clay oven called a tonir. We asked for a quick demonstration, and they were happy to do it. I am with Armenia Hovhannisyan and Liana, and we're in a lavash factory, freshly made lavash here, and we're going to just go through the quick steps, starting with the flour. This is what's used.
We take the flour, we put it in the mixer.
Okay. And mix it with, what do we mix it with?
Juice, water, and salt.
Water and salt. And then from there it makes the dough.
Yes, and it makes the dough like this.
So we bring the dough over here.
We weigh it. We kind of weigh the dough.
Okay. Does the dough have to dry?
Yeah, it will have to. It has to rest a little.
Very hot in here. To make cups.
Yeah, cups.
So we're rolling into the dough. Tonir. Put some water, and it goes on the side of the oven. Tony. The Tony. Yes. And it cooks very fast. And they flip it over. Do the other side too. And that's it. And it's delicious. Thank you. Merci. Merci. That's how you make lavash. And then you eat it. And it's delicious. Still to come, a nearly 25-year effort to help the homeland. It's changing cities and villages and ultimately changing lives. 2 years ago, we toured Armenia with the Armenia Fund, nonprofit organization, and saw firsthand the work they've been doing for years. This trip, we got an intimate look at how this work is touching lives, plus an emotional update from one family we've met before.
When we come together as a nation, that I think that we're blessed in the sense that there aren't too many peoples around the world who can get organized in such a way.
So, what do you call an in-home design service provided at no cost to the customer? Well, we call it the Fashion Furniture Experience. Our professionally trained staff of interior designers will visit your home to help you find the perfect look that fits your lifestyle. Fashion Furniture. There's nothing like it in all of California. On El Paso, across from River Park.
Fresno Surgical Hospital offers advanced technology that allows us to perform spinal surgery safely. Cervical disc disease and radiculopathy are the clinical description for neck and arm pain that are caused by disc deterioration in the upper spine. As people age, discs, which cushion the vertebra, deteriorate. Trauma or injury can also cause this. We always begin with the most conservative treatment, but surgery may ultimately be necessary if the pain persists or to prevent further nerve damage and protect against paralysis. The damaged disc is removed through a small neck incision and replaced with a bone graft and titanium implant to provide spine stability. Most patients are up and walking a few hours after surgery. Many go home the same day. Others spend a night at Fresno Surgical Hospital. Neck pain can keep people from doing the things they love. Our goal is to help patients get back to their normal life.
Medical Minute is brought to you by award-winning, physician-owned Fresno Surgical Hospital. Choose experience, care, and satisfaction.
I would highly recommend Personal Express, not only for the premiums that we pay and the money that we've saved on our auto and our home insurance, but just for the service. So I'm a mortgage loan officer, and I have a lot of customers. It's their first time home buying. I refer them to Personal Express, and they're always very excited about the premiums that they've been quoted and the service that they've received.
Now open in the Fig Garden Village.
This golden opportunity features leather, wood, and glass. Raw elements made premium by Lexus. Experience unparalleled luxury at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event before it ends.
Lease the 2017 ES350 for $299 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Armenia is relatively young. It gained independence from the Soviet Union in 1991 and had a lot of rebuilding to do in the past 26 years. The Armenia Fund, based in Southern California, is one of the many nonprofit organizations working to raise funds to help with those improvements. We saw many examples of their work 2 years ago, and we were happy to join up with them again on this trip. We witnessed something we will never forget. You're about to see 4 lives in Gumri, Armenia change in an instant. Siranush Galoyan, her mother Farida, and two daughters, Shushan and Anahit, just found out they were about to have a fully furnished permanent home, their first ever. An anonymous donor from Los Angeles gave $25,000 to change these 4 lives through the work of the Armenia Fund in the western U.S. We've seen firsthand the work of this nonprofit and their mission to rebuild the Armenian homeland. 2 years ago, we toured some of the large-scale projects, roads, new schools, community centers, $200 million in projects funded by generous donations. But sometimes it's the small projects, like a new home, that can touch your heart.
It's an indescribable moment. So many bad things have happened in my life. I just can't believe that something good can actually happen to me.
It's one of those projects that you really feel that you're making a difference.
Armenia Fund Executive Director Sarkis Katanjian says Siranush and her mom and kids are the 28th family to receive a donated home. 2 more will receive the life-changing news later this year.
This is more of a personal kind of a project for us, people who work in Armenia Fund, because we really get connected to these families.
Siranush is like many in Gyumri. She's a hairdresser and works hard, but barely makes ends meet. KC photographer Kevin Mahan and I were touched 2 years ago when we met Arusak Barsegian, a widow raising 3 kids in what was essentially a packing shed. We were thrilled this trip to see a more relaxed-looking Arusak in her wonderful home.
We're finally living as decent people, and the only thing is, I would like to have a constant job. There's an issue with that, but we still create. We still create.
Armenia has its challenges: high unemployment, poor infrastructure, and in Gyumri, a devastating earthquake in the late 80s that left the region and its people in shambles. The Armenia Fund is one of many organizations to step in and offer help.
The government has done a lot of work. There are other great humanitarian organizations who did their part, but still there are several hundred families that are kind of caught in between.
We had the privilege of accompanying Siranush as she took her first steps in her new apartment. A new home, free and clear. What she earns now can be focused on providing for her family.
God bless them. God bless everyone that will help families like us.
Every Armenian should at least contribute something. And the majority of our donors are, regular people that donate $10, $20, $50s, and occasional $100.
Regular people giving a gift that can dramatically change lives in an instant. For more information about the Armenia Fund and the work they do and how you can help, we have a link on our website, yourcentralvalley.com. Photographer Kevin Mahan has accompanied me on my last 2 visits to Armenia. He worked very, very hard both times, got little sleep. We were only there 4 days, but Kevin, I wanted you to share your thoughts about Armenia, and what were some of the highlights for you?
Well, it's a wonderful country. I mean, you really are taken by the people. The people there are gracious and friendly, and as well as it was difficult to do things fast because we did our work, but then they wanted to invite us in.
They wanted us to have coffee.
Food, pastries, you name it. They just very friendly. And even though the language was a little bit of a difficult prospect with some of the folks, you still could, feel that genuine friendship and kindness that they displayed.
And you're Colombian. I am Armenian, although I don't speak the language. Did you find that to be a challenge? We got in taxis sometimes where the taxi driver didn't speak English.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I think they have enough working knowledge of English to get us to where we needed to go, and a lot of the folks there have some knowledge of English, but
it never really was too much of a problem.
No, we could stumble our way around there. It was a pretty easy go of it.
Okay, in the last 2 visits, what has been really the main highlight for you? What are you going to take with you and remember?
Like I said, the people there are wonderful. You come to this country that has its challenges, being a landlocked country and surrounded pretty much by enemies, to the west and to the east. But the folks that live there. They're fighters. I mean, we went to Gyumri, and Gyumri's suffered all sorts of problems since a massive earthquake in 1988, where over 25,000 people died. But those people are fighters, and they're very resilient, and they still have a spirit of life, which you really feel.
The spirit and the smiles, and I'm going to always take that with me. Thank you so much for your hard work, and I think after 2 visits, we'll make you an honorary Armenian.
Yeah, I was told I was 5% each time, so now I'm 10% Armenian.
That's right. Thanks so much, Kevin.
It was awesome.
Coming up, how a Fresno landmark is getting some help and a makeover from Armenia. There are big plans for the final home of Fresno-born playwright and author William Saroyan, and they're being orchestrated by a nonprofit in Armenia. We'll show you their innovative plans to remember the award-winning Armenian writer.
Not only in Armenia, not only in Fresno, it must be important all over the world because he had a very important heritage.
So, what do you call an in-home design service provided at no cost to the customer? Well, we call it the Fashion Furniture Experience. Our professionally trained staff of interior designers will visit your home to help you find the perfect look that fits your lifestyle. Fashion Furniture. There's nothing like it in all of California. On El Paso, across from River Park.
Valley customers who want the best automotive repair service around have depended on the certified automotive technicians at Ball Tire for almost 6 decades. We'd like to continue taking care of you with an oil change special for just $36.95. This service includes a free tire rotation and a bumper-to-bumper inspection with brake check, hose check, wiper and light check, and fluids top-off. Call today for details and to make your appointment. Ball Tire, we've been taking care of cars from the tires up since 1960.
With the help of Comfort Keepers, I'm keeping my mom healthy.
I'm keeping Dad on schedule.
I'm keeping my mom happy.
Comfort Keepers in-home professional caregivers can provide meal planning and preparation, health and wellness services, and personal care services through custom care plans that can change as needs change, so your aging loved ones can stay happy and healthy in their own home.
Comfort Keepers. Comforting solutions for in-home care. Call us for more information.
Summertime is project time at the Fresno Home Remodeling and Decorating Show. Over 200 companies with contractors, crafters, and more. Kitchen and bath displays, home automation, and even a home pet washing station at the Fresno Fairgrounds, July 21st, 22nd, and 23rd.
Looking for the best dental care in town? Your driver will take you to Willow Dental Group. More than just amazing dental care, we provide specialist services too. Orthodontics, implants, oral surgery, sedation dentistry, even sleep apnea treatment. All in one inviting spa-like location. Put the sparkle back in your smile with whiter, healthier looking teeth. Purchase Zoom Professional in-office teeth whitening before July 31st and save $100. Local experts know. Now you know. At Willow Dental Group, you'll leave with a smile.
For this week's newest home listings, golden properties, fine homes and estates, and commercial opportunities, tune in to Valley Home Showplace Sunday mornings at 8:30 on KSEE24 or anytime at century21fresno.com.
The Valley's Armenia, presented by Fashion Furniture. One very strong connection between the Valley and Armenia was one man who gained international fame for his written words. William Saroyan was born in Fresno, and he passed away here. He won the Pulitzer Prize for drama and an Academy Award for the film adaptation of his novel, The Human Comedy. He's well respected in Armenia, and now a group of Saroyan enthusiasts there want to pay tribute to him here.
Come on to my house. He's an important name in Fresno and literary history worldwide. Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright and author William Saroyan. He's the namesake of our downtown theater. A bust of his likeness is displayed outside. And in Yerevan, Armenia, more than 7,000 miles away, a full Saroyan statue is prominently displayed, larger than life on a busy city street.
William Saroyan was born in Fresno in 1908, and although he lived many places and traveled extensively, he died in Fresno in 1981. This house on West Griffith Avenue is where he spent the last 17 years of his life. And in August of 2018, on what would be his 110th birthday, there's a plan to restore it and reopen it as the Saroyan House Museum.
The Saroyan House project we started in 2016.
Avog Simonian is with the Intellectual Renaissance Foundation in Yerevan, Armenia, a nonprofit with a mission to develop Armenian heritage, even 7,000 miles away in Fresno, California.
A huge part of the Pulitzer Prize-winning author's heritage.
He told us the foundation has been studying William Saroyan and his work, much of which embraced his Armenian heritage. It's formed a Saroyan club and holds events to celebrate the writer. And he says when founder Artur Janabekian got wind of the poor condition of Saroyan's last Fresno home, he moved in.
Didn't preserve Saroyan's heritage. And when our founder heard about that, he decided to bought it immediately, and we bought this house.
Janabekian is financing the entire project to create a new type of museum, an out-of-the-box tribute that will include Saroyan's belongings, archives of his work, even a 3D hologram of the writer himself that visitors can interact with. A concept created through a design contest in Armenia.
Virtual Saroyan, so you press on your phone, you're going to see Saroyan talk to you.
A unique tribute to a unique man who took pride in his heritage.
He give us and give the whole world very important heritage, because we have to preserve this heritage and present all over the world.
The preservation will begin in Fresno, with more Saroyan tributes planned elsewhere in the future. One of William Saroyan's close friends from Fresno left a legacy in his homeland. Artist Vara Samuelian was not born in Fresno, but he died here more than 20 years ago. And when he died, he left an amazing gift that the people of Armenia still appreciate today. He's a towering, muscular figure, Armenian folk hero David of Sassoon on horseback, on guard in Fresno's Courthouse Park since 1970, the work of local artist Vara Samuelian. There is a similar piece, a bit larger, in Yerevan, Armenia. It's by a different artist, but perhaps Samuelian's inspiration. This was, after all, his birthplace and the place he chose to remember long after he died. Vara Samuelian moved to Fresno in 1957 at age 40. He was a good friend of playwright and author William Saroyan, and in fact made this bust in front of the Saroyan Theater of his longtime friend. But in 1995, when he died, Samuelian left his mark in his homeland. This community center and park in the town of Artik in northwestern Armenia was funded by a bequest left by Samuelian to the Armenia Fund. He left $500,000 to build a place for the children to go after school, to create and have some fun. This is an area that was impacted by a devastating earthquake in 1988. So the center, built in 2010, was a great addition. Zorab Tarosian is the director.
This was a first for Artik. In post-earthquake, there had been a lot of apartment construction and other projects, but the cultural life was not that active at that point.
85 children are now regulars here, taking part in art classes, singing, poetry.
Vara Samuelian is a pointer, and he's very
Very important.
Very.
Yeah.
Even English classes.
Now we say the name of Vara Samuelian Center of Art with pride, and the kids who participate in the works of the center are proud to be part of it.
41 original paintings by Samuelian are on permanent display here. Students' works are on display as well. It's clear they greatly appreciate the contribution Vara Samuelian made from Fresno all the way to his homeland.
And that was a story Kevin and I shot 2 years ago during our trip. And we learned that Samuelian had been buried in Fresno's Ararat Cemetery at an unmarked grave. His estate had never installed one for him. A local fundraiser was held and a marker was later installed. An important tribute to a man who certainly left his mark in Fresno and in Armenia. Coming up next, the global humanitarian effort that brought us to Armenia in the first place. It was an event to acknowledge the important work being done around the world. Selfless people who work to make the world a better place for others. But one was chosen who stood out from the rest.
I'm really amazed at the warmth and hospitality of the people here. I know in California there's a big Armenian population. And I mean, I knew a few Armenians when I was in the U.S., but I didn't know a lot of the people there. But if they're anything like they are here, it's something unbelievable.
What exactly is the Fashion Furniture Experience? Well, it's over 60,000 square feet of the most beautiful home decorating ideas you've ever seen. It's Lane, Bassett, Broyhill, Flexsteel, Tempur-Pedic, Stanley, Hooker, Pulaski. All the names you know and more. The Fashion Furniture Experience. There's nothing like it in all of California. On El Paso, across from River Park.
Fresno Surgical Hospital offers advanced technology that allows us to perform spinal surgery safely. Cervical disc disease and radiculopathy are the clinical description for neck and arm pain that are caused by disc deterioration in the upper spine. As people age, discs, which cushion the vertebra, deteriorate. Trauma or injury can also cause this. We always begin with the most conservative treatment, but surgery may ultimately be necessary if the pain persists or to prevent further nerve damage and protect against paralysis. The damaged disc is removed through a small neck incision and replaced with a bone graft and titanium implant to provide spine stability. Most patients are up and walking a few hours after surgery. Many go home the same day. Others spend a night at Fresno Surgical Hospital. Neck pain can keep people from doing the things they love. Our goal is to help patients get back to their normal life.
Medical Minute is brought to you by award-winning, physician-owned Fresno Surgical Hospital. Choose experience, care, and satisfaction.
I have 4 boys. And with one of them who is going to be learning to drive, it is very important to have good insurance.
When we bundled our car insurance and our home insurance, we saved hundreds of dollars.
You don't have to dial 1-800, please hold. Personal Express is really, really nice, good people.
Personal Express Insurance. Low rates with the local advantage. Now in Clovis on the southwest corner of Herndon and Fowler.
It's our neighborhood, our community, from the fields to the fair and all around. It's reaching out to show that we care, spreading the bulldog spirit we share. You know KSEE24 will be there, that's who we are. KSEE24, local news that matters. Yeah, we're keeping it local.
Our visit to Armenia in late May started with an invitation. KSEE24 was invited to cover the awarding of an international humanitarian award, the Aurora Prize for Awakening Humanity. We were among journalists and dignitaries from around the world to witness this important event that was inspired by tragedy and the humanitarians who came to the aid of those who were suffering. A solemn walk to remember lives lost and a nation nearly destroyed. Visitors from around the world gathered at the Armenian Genocide Monument to mark the violent acts that took thousands of lives. But there was also an acknowledgement of those who saved lives too.
She was the icon of philanthropic aid for the survivors.
The Aurora Prize for Awakening Humanity was founded by 3 descendants of Armenian genocide survivors. Humanitarian acts saved their families, so they established the $1 million prize to award those who selflessly work worldwide to help others. 550 nominations for the 2017 award were submitted from 66 countries. Gareth Evans was among those on the selection committee with the difficult task of picking the 5 finalists and ultimately one winner.
Well, it's very difficult indeed, but the point is, I think we
can make a choice if we really, really hone in on these criteria: courage, compassion, commitment, and impact.
Hundreds of dignitaries and journalists and other guests attended the ceremony in Yerevan, Armenia, as the 2017 laureate was announced.
Tom Catena.
The Aurora Prize went to Dr. Tom Catena, a Catholic missionary from New York, who is the only doctor serving 500,000 people in Sudan's war-torn Nuba Mountains, who typically treats 400 patients a day.
I really hope that this prize will help our work in Sudan, both to raise awareness as to the plight of the people in the mountains, but also propagate some work and get some other clinics and hospitals going.
Dr. Catena's $1 million prize will be shared among 3 charities of his choice, another giving act by a man who's committed his life to help others. This was the second of 8 years for the Aurora Prize. It was created to mark the 8 years of the Armenian genocide from 1915 to 1923. And among those on the selection committee for the Aurora Prize is actor George Clooney. He didn't attend the ceremony this year because his wife was very close to giving birth, but he did record a message that was played on the big screens during the event.
Every day, each one of us is inundated with news on war, conflict, and human rights violations. Rather than focusing on the death and the destruction, which everyone should and will, let's put some focus on the people who are doing good in humanity, like there were people that were doing good for the Armenians in 1950. And that's why it's so important that we recognize and
One consequences. If this goes off, everybody within 100 feet dies. New Night Shift, tonight on NBC.
Live stream your favorite sport at the airport. Binge DVR shows while painting your toes. On-demand laughs during long bubble baths. TV on every screen is awesome. The Xfinity Stream app. All your TV at home. The most on demand, your entire DVR, top networks, and live sports on the go. Get TV and internet for $35 each a month for 12 months when you buy both. Click, call, or visit today.
Hey man, this is Chong, man.
Together like we're Cheech and Chong.
Yeah.
Cheech and Chong, live. Basketball Joe.
Friday, August 11th, Eagle Mountain Casino in Porterville. With very special guest, Shelby Chong.
Oh, wow, man. That's a lot of stoners.
Tickets on sale now at EagleMTNCasino.com, by phone, or at the Eagle Mountain Casino gift shop.
What is McDonald's made with? It's made with birthdays, game nights, traditions, projects. It's made with memories, and it's also made with the food you love. Create family memories while enjoying a $5 20-piece Chicken McNuggets made with 100% white meat chicken.
Our final day in Armenia was really a fun one. We met up with a group of Fresno State students and their professors studying abroad in Armenia. The group traveled extensively throughout the country, but made a special connection at one special home in Yerevan. And it's likely a link they won't soon forget. This can only be described as a rambunctious game of dodgeball. A fun, albeit a bit harrowing break for 13 Fresno State students studying abroad and touring Armenia. A chance to see the country that for many of them is of their heritage.
Studying it at Fresno State, I get to see the pictures, but to actually go and see it and step on the grounds and, you know, we climbed a fortress, like that was so cool.
Shelby Ohnesian is among those making their first trip to this country. They've seen many of the sights and even squeezed in a school visit to Yerevan State University.
Well, our history is here. Just so many centuries of things that have
taken place. So it's wonderful to see it.
But the 17-day visit has been far more than a history lesson. The students have learned about the importance of giving. They've made multiple visits to Mer Huis, which means House of Hope, a home for disadvantaged girls.
And that's what Mer Huis does, is to provide a support system for girls that come from what we would call disadvantaged families.
Fresno State's Director of Armenian Studies, Barlo Dermurgadician, is leading the tour and brought his students to Mer Huis. He serves on the board of directors of this nonprofit founded by the Western Diocese of the Armenian Church that is literally saving young lives.
Abusive homes, they're into prostitution even, it gets to that level.
How many girls live here?
18 girls.
Mer Huis Executive Director Miran Mirijanian gave us a tour of the home that opened 5 years ago. The girls, he says, come from orphanages. They provide counseling, tutoring, and a stable environment and ongoing support for those over 18 who may need it.
When they first come, a lot of them are not happy because they're just coming from very broken homes. And so this process of living in this environment has made them whole again and made them happier.
A true lesson for these students from Fresno State of what time, donations, and love can do.
I want them to see what the need is, and in the future, maybe that's something that they can give back. And not necessarily financially, but to volunteer or to come to Armenia and to do something for the country.
A lesson in giving back that can't be learned in any book. Mer Huis depends solely on donations, and if you'd like more information on how you can help, go to our website, yourcentralvalley.com. So there's 4 whirlwind days in Armenia, summarized in just 1 hour. It was an incredible experience that I'm proud to share. The overriding message for me is the importance of helping others, how the donation of a gift, of even just your time, can impact lives, not just in Armenia, but everywhere. Our thanks to the Aurora Prize organization and everyone who made this trip possible for us. Thank you to Fashion Furniture for helping KSEE24 share our stories, and thank you for joining us. Have a great evening. KSEE24 share our stories, and thank